Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And this is it, guys. Day 31 of my 31 days of horror in October. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I've really enjoyed reading your comments, what you've had to say about the films, if you've seen them or not. I said I would never do this again after last year, but to be honest, I had a great time this year. Once again. For day 31, I watched My Pure Joy. My Pure Joy is a 2011 film which runs approximately 104 minutes and is written and directed by James Cullen Bressick. Now, he was responsible for the movie Alone, Bethany, and To Jennifer. Now, I do have another one of his films, and to be honest, it was kind of meh. And the film is Pernicious. Some people really like it, some people don't. It's one that I'm definitely going to give another watch to after I've seen this. But to be honest, I wasn't really expecting much with this film, because I've heard people kind of trash it. The reason why I did buy this, and I did get this from my recent Right Stuff anime sale, is because I heard a young reviewer, who was actually another reason why I started my channel, Jacob Reviews Movies, talk very highly of this film. He actually met Mr. Bressick and spoke very highly of him and his films. Now, this stars Alexei Ryan as Adam. He was in Hunting Grounds and Theater of the Deranged 2. This also stars Corey Jacob as Joseph. He was in Manifesto and Lion. Lisa France as Jane. She was in The Barracks. And Christopher Chandler as Chris. He hasn't done anything. Now, the budget on this film is $10,000, so this is a very, very low budget film. And in some ways, it shows with the set design, some of the lighting, some of the acting, of course. But I'll get to that. Now, this film references a bunch of horror films and film in general. It's basically a love letter to horror, much like Dave Maggot's Groundhog. This film references Psycho, The Godfather, Inside, Martyrs, Fight Club, The Audition, Final Destination, a Serbian film, The Omen, Irreversible, The Butcher, The Pope of Greenwich Village, and The Shining, among many, many others. When I started watching this film, I was a little underwhelmed at first. A little too much dialogue, too much sitting around, pot smoking, which I don't really have a problem with, but it just seemed a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Not inspired, I guess. It seemed like as James Cullen Bressick was making this film, he learned how to make the film better as he went along, which kind of makes sense because, I mean, it is a learning curve, and I'm not sure if this was his first film, probably not, but, you do get better the more you practice and the more you do things. By the middle of the film, I was pretty much hooked and wanted to see how it was going to end up. This film is basically about Adam, who is played by Alexei Ryan. He is a serial killer. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is very heavy-handed in what causes a serial killer. Violence on TV, violent movies. I hate that kind of stuff. I don't agree with it, and in this film, it was a little too much at times, but I understood what he was trying to say. And I kind of gave it a pass a little bit. Adam is basically traumatized from his father dying. His father got him into horror, and that was basically the only time he spent with him. Watching horror films, and as he was watching horror, after his father passed away, he decided that that wasn't enough. He bought a mask, which you see right here, and it's really freaking cool too, by the way. Did it up, painted it, did it up really nice, and started going out, killing people who crossed him. This is basically, I don't want to sound offensive by this. This is basically a poor man's American Psycho, is basically what it is. But I like low-budget films. I like the heart involved. I like what goes into making them. And I could tell that this was a passion project by James Cullen Bressick. I could appreciate that. While it's not the best movie I've ever seen, I thought it was darn good. Some of the dialogue was a little corny, like I said before. That's a con. But for the most part, I thought the story was fairly interesting. I gave this one a 7. And that is 7 smashed pumpkins. Thank you all for watching again and commenting and just going on this ride for these 31 days. I really appreciate it. I've had a wonderful time. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.